Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome into your daily read for Wednesday. We're going to start and pull a center energy, one specifically, from the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck and then build from there. But I'm going to do some initial shuffling. And then to make sure it's just one, I'm going to pull right from the middle. Pulling the Hunger card, okay? So feeling different in energy in comparison to the previous daily read, where we did talk about motivation and action and seeing results all the meanwhile. But I feel like it's a day where you're hungry for more money, more success, a different lifestyle for some, more connecting for a select few drawn to the reading. But I feel like you're also potentially hungry for more knowledge, more clarity, a different reality than what's at hand. And I feel like all the meanwhile you're thinking about completion, fulfillment, stuff of that nature. Rewinding back in your mind isn't going to be something of true significance or importance throughout this day. But I feel like either way, there's thoughts of the highlighting of, your individual path and how it's changed up until this point. So therefore, expect positive upcoming change. All right. And for some of which onto the reading, like myself, there's a significant detour and adjustment of your path just around the corner. So take a deep breath. Don't get too wrapped up in the imperfections, the details throughout this day, your surroundings even, and just do what you have to do and allow for the hunger to be channeled and utilized in a positive way, a productive way, and not get the best of you all the meanwhile, okay? Because there is the chance that it just might, but there's also a focus on your beauty, all right? As we were just trying to talk about one, but these two also being relevant. There's a focus on your self-admiration and self-talk and potentially thinking about self-care and how to enhance the way you're being perceived by yourself and other people. Okay, so let's pull some tarot. I'm getting kind of a drained vibe though, whether you're just feeling tired, lacking energy. I feel like this may feel a little contradicting with this hunger. To continue for Wednesday. Okay, the Ten of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, the Emperor card, and right from the top of the deck, the Ace of Pentacles. So I really feel like money is at least somewhat on your mind and a bit of a focus throughout this day, but the Ten of Pentacles not just talking about money, it's speaking upon again, that different lifestyle, that different reality that some of which drawn to the reading are hungry for, but also thinking about having plenty, all right, when it comes to materialistic purchases, items, a housing situation for some being on your mind, the potential of which for the future, wanting to move to a different place of residence for some, a different career choice. With the Ace of Pentacles, thinking about new money for the future, even if that future you're imagining, thinking about, pondering upon is just the upcoming days, weeks, right? How am I going to make more money? How do I buckle down and make sure I have enough for this change or just for the future in general? But again, I wouldn't be surprised if you're thinking about a new investment and or a new career situation, some of which thinking about how to, I'm hearing oomph up, weird way of putting it, but how to sort of enhance, expand, and grow something that's tied to your money in one way, shape, or form. Does that make sense? It's like, for me, I know it's going to be these readings, this channel, and how to take it further and see it grow even quicker. I really feel like I should have closed the window as there is some noise that's distracting me, but I wouldn't be surprised, given that came out in the reading for a reason, if it's a day where there is certain little distractions, annoyances, things taking your attention when you want to kind of buckle down and stay focused, or you're just very wrapped up with something. But these little things are very much purposeful all the meanwhile. But moving on to the Queen of Wands and the Emperor card, because I feel like it's a day where the different sides of you tying into your hunger all the meanwhile, even potentially stemming from it, are being highlighted. That passionate, fiery side of you and that more logical, methodical, planning side of you all the meanwhile, okay? And I feel like there's just more strategy wrapped up into every, excuse me, every movement, action, holding back throughout this day, and even the little disturbances again, and noises, and even synchronicities. It feels like a very purposeful, guided kind of day. But yeah, you can't help but think about the future and what lies ahead and wanting more. And Spirit's saying, take a deep breath because it all does lie ahead for you as long as you trust your intuition along the way and do what you have to do. But with the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck and the Lover's card, again, there's thoughts of change. There's thoughts of your routines and your habits and how that's affecting you for the better or for the worse, and how that's helping you or hindering you when it comes to making progress and moving forward and getting closer to what you desire. Again, being more for you, okay? I feel like it's a day where Spirit's saying if you choose to overspend when you know you could be holding back and realigning your focus and your energy and saving your resources through it all, then you're going to find that that spending is something you potentially could regret in the upcoming days, weeks. You may just want to distract yourself, right? And don't spend that money. I feel like there's a push to recognize that your choices in a small way are leading to the comfort or lack thereof which, or a mix of both, when it comes to a change in the future that is going to entail certain unexpected expenses, purchases that you want to make that are a bit frivolous, but you will thank yourself for having that money for it when the time comes. Does that make sense? I feel like you're thinking about your future self and how certain changes and choices for the future are going to develop and change you for the better. And Spirit's saying maybe in certain ways and through the eyes of certain people that care about you for the worse. But I feel like you know that you're meant to change either way. So you can't hold yourself back from changing your path, your life. Therefore yourself all the meanwhile because of other people's fears, judgments, and concerns, right? So one if not multiple people that do are labeled as important to you and by Spirit in your life may just come to mind once again. That person feels like somebody who would be concerned and worried and maybe not a true fan of a change in the future. But Spirit's saying you got to do what you got to do. You got to, follow your own destiny all the meanwhile. And with the number 1010 on the board now, because of the 10 of Cups coming out, I really feel like there's abundance to be gained. I know we use that word a lot in these readings, but abundance is a multitude of things, right? When you break down that category. And I feel like you're being pushed to recognize that what you're seeing as what this 10 of Pentacles represents for you, and now I want to say what this 10 of Cups represents for you, could be very much two different aspects of the same situation, or just the same situation wrapped up into something ideal for you. Horrible wording, but you get the point. Spirit's saying this is going to make you happy. It's going to fulfill you. And that's why it keeps coming to mind, and why we're pushing you to make certain important choices and implement discipline and discernment in order to respect the fact that you want to make this successful, okay? You want to get closer to it, and you want to make sure things go smoothly when the time comes. Look at this, the World card. It's a day of individual world evolution coming to mind and how things are going to change. And again, you developing and changing due to your choices up until that point. But I feel like you're being pushed to remember that you're not the same person that you once were, and it's a beautiful thing. And so to allow for yourself to change and develop moving forward is going to be a magnificent process, okay? And they're saying if you could only see it from an outside standpoint, more so. But it's a day where you're being reminded what you're hungry for is going to make you happy, okay? Whether this involves completion or not. And I feel like this day shows you evidence that when you channel and utilize that hunger in a productive, positive way once again, and don't let it get out of control or make your perspective unhealthy, and heavy all the meanwhile, you will find yourself gaining this abundance, this happiness and fulfillment all the meanwhile. All right? So if this was truly helpful, sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your Wednesday, and I'll definitely see you next time.